I did something insane. I played a version of Pokemon FireRed where every trainer I battled stole a Pokemon from me, and they didn't give them back. To further spice things up, I've added the following rules. Number 1, I can only catch 3 of every Pokemon. If all 3 happen to be stolen, that Pokemon and its evolutions are now banned. Otherwise, I would just catch a million Pokemon. Number 2, set mode is on, and number 3, level cap for gym leaders. A talented modder by the name of Abra developed this FireRed mod, and you can try it out yourself by visiting the link in the description below. Now, I do name things for challenges, so the first one to figure it out gets a poncho. And if you find yourself enjoying the video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more challenges where I keep testing my sanity. Here we go. Kanto, birthplace of the Pokemon franchise, and now a region dotted by vicious burglars in every corner. And I'm not talking about Team Rocket. The game begins as you'd expect. I name myself Ludi and give Oak's grandson the only name that best describes him. I mean thief. Rather than let me be mauled by wild Pidgeys and Rattatas, Professor Oak not only saves me, but also offers a Pokemon of my own. With the first pick, I choose Draco the Charmander and proceed to whoop Thief and his Squirtle. With his lunch money in my pocket, I set off, getting a potion from this nice lad. And once in Viridian City, I get Oak's special parcel, Ash's mom body pillow, and return swiftly. From here, he hands me some balls he had in his pocket and a Pokedex. Now the journey can truly begin. I catch every Pokemon I can, 3 times over actually. Soon after, I grab up another potion and proceed to sell them because Pokeballs are gold in this ROM, at least the way I'm playing. And as you can see, rare candies are also in the shop, and that's going to be super useful as oh man, I'm gonna probably have to replace Pokemon over and over and over again. I walk on over to the Pokemon League, but I'm accosted by Thief, who challenges me. The battle starts and... No, don't do this to me. You cannot be serious. Alright, I had Draco leading, but it looks like... Oh, you have gotta be kidding me. He stole my starter! Are you f***ing? I guess my man wasn't satisfied having just one valuable Pokemon. He had to steal mine. Me and my Mankeys beat Thief Blue for stealing my Charmander. I mean, come on, man. All these other options and you had to go for him? Jeez. I hope this isn't how the rest of the run turns out. I mean, is this how things are just gonna be the entire time? Me making bonds only for them to be broken by the next despicable thieving trainer? I guess only time will tell. Trudging through Viridian Forest, I'm able to keep my distance from nearly all of the bug catchers until Mr. Guardian over here bars the way. Errol the Pidgey gets snatched out of my hands, forcing me to feint it and all the bugs this loser has. Now, I do have a sort of heads up as to who will be chosen to be stolen. They've been given a black mark, and switching them around unfortunately does nothing. So after some training, I deal with the first gym, and as foretold by the mark, Peter the Rattata gets snatched. Now Brock isn't too much of a challenge thanks to Crab, so I take out his first 2 Mons with ease. Then Brock's third Pokemon is Crab 2, Crab's younger brother. With tears in his eyes, young Crab lays his brother out, and with that, the first badge is in the bag. Moving on to the next route, I'm forced to face this bug catcher who nabs itty bitty Peter 2. Then there's another bug catcher who wants a bird for some reason. Then boom, another bug catcher. How many of you guys are there? Well, that's one Weedle, taken forever. Once inside Mount Moon, I find a star piece that's going to be a huge help. Now the trick to this challenge is dodging trainers 1,000,000 times over so that I'm not left with only one Pokemon. Now Mount Moon is surprisingly easy as there are only 2 battles required to move forward. Poor Pidgey and Pikachu get taken out of my hands, but otherwise no heavy losses. Once in Cerulean City, I make sure to sell the star piece and stock up on some Pokeballs. And after over an hour of grinding, I shit you not, I managed to come across a shiny Spearow. Now I've already caught 3 Spearows, but this dude is literal gold. And I usually like to murder shiny Pokemon, but considering the odds of getting one in these games is 1 in 8,192, I decide to catch Gold Lad. Invigorated by my lucky find, I triumphantly march to Nugget Bridge, where Thief finds me again, taking poor Crab 3 as his own. Now he isn't large challenged just yet, yet, but the amount of battles with this dude adds up to a lot of stolen Pokemon. After the battle, I sort of figured out that adding a lower leveled Pokemon to the team marks it, or maybe it's just the act of simply adding a Pokemon to the team. This isn't always certain, it's not 100%, but at least now I have a way of ensuring that members of the team don't get got sooner. Then it's time, Nugget Bridge, or as I like to call it now, Mugger's Bridge, because every one of these bastards is snatching a Pokemon from me without a care in the world. On the first half of the bridge, Weedle, Rattata, and Butterfree are taken from me, and with the team cut in half in such a short time, I'm forced to get new members and train them up for another hour. Then it's back into the grinder. Jigglypuff, Paris, and finally Nidorino are the second half to be taken. Broken by the loss, I accept the gold nugget begrudgingly. Having to bring up a new team, I use the black mark to my advantage, having a poor Jigglypuff take the fall. And what follows is more loss as Route 25 claims the Jigglypuff, a Spearow, and a Weedle. I make it to Bill's house only to find that the man has transformed himself into a furry. I cure his degeneracy, and as thanks, he hands me tickets for a nice cruise on the sea. Misty's gym is very manageable, allowing me to lose only one Pokemon to her. Crumb gets got, and the fight goes pretty well as Sybil the Kadabra tears through Misty's team. With the second gym completed, I lose a Caterpie to a Rocket Grunt, and am finally able to capture the MVP of this run, Filch the Meowth. This little guy and his three counterparts know one vital move that will transform my rags into riches. Take a guess what it is. I'll give you 5 seconds. Payday! Every trainer battle nets me some very much needed dash, but results in a loss every time. Not to mention, these heads don't give me nearly enough for all the pain they dish out. So, grind time! Using a highly sophisticated system where one Filch faints and another takes over, I'm able to quickly generate tons of Pokebucks, with Sybil teleporting me to save on the extra seconds needed to run on the Poke Center. As a bonus, all three of the Meowth's abilities are pickup. This gives each one a chance to pick up an item, usually items like berries with a low chance of picking up a nugget. With 3 kitties, the Ludi of an hour ago would be amazed by all the money and items generated in such a small time. Hell yeah, baby! With my coin purse heavy, I saunter on over to the Pokemart and buy 200 Pokeballs so I don't have to worry about them ever again. I then sell my picked up goods, and it's as if I never even spent a dime. The only loss on the way to Vermilion City is another Caterpie. There's not much in the way of battles in Vermilion City, so I grab an old rod and then take a much needed cruise aboard the SSN. Now you'd be surprised to find that aside from Thief, there are no required battles aboard the ship. So after digging in the trash, I face Thief once again. This time around, he snatches poor Dobby 2 from my balls. Yeah, probably don't keep that in the video. Sybil makes short work of Thief's team, but the steals keep going up. Afterward, I give the captain a nice back massage, and in return, he gives me the HM for a cut, and being the ever-resourceful trash man,
I'm the trash man.
I dig through his trash, which was actually a bad idea. Before facing Surge, I pass through Diglett Cave. On the other side, I meet with one of Professor Oak's aides who gives me the HM for Flash, which is gonna be very vital for later. I then run on over to Viridian City and buy a shitload of rare candies. This makes the pain of grinding nearly evaporate. With that done, I make it to Lieutenant Surge, managing to dodge 2 trainers but losing Lily 2 to an old man. Surge wants to be more of an issue though. All over, the Diglett makes short work of all 3 of Surge's Pokemon, but then Sybil pops out. She destroys Diglett and nearly claims Gloom, who manages to land a Stun Spore, which Surge heals. Gloom is taken out and Neville the Gyarados lands some brutal bites that do the job. But man, it is not nice seeing your own Pokemon fight you. After that, I make it to Route 10, which is pretty bad because I lose a Paris, an Nidoran, and a Gloom. And Rock Tunnel is a freaking nightmare. If I didn't have Flash, I don't know how I would get across this whole thing, but even with it, it is terrible. There are a lot of undodgeable trainers. By the time I managed to make it out, I lose a Dugtrio, a Nidorina, a Zubat, a Gyarados, a Voltorb, a Pikachu, a Paris, and another Voltorb. Man, that's too much. I can't believe I'm saying this, but for once, I'm actually happy that I made it to Lavender Town. I don't stay for long, losing Ekans on the way to Celadon City. Once there, I grab myself some delicious tea, hand it over to the guards, and yeah, someone should probably come get this guy. Erica's gym requires 3 steals, with an Ekans and Mankey being taken away by trainers. Erica herself gets to take a Spearow, which won't help her at all. Erica is swiftly destroyed, and with the 4th badge in hand, I go and infiltrate Team Rocket's casino, which turns out to be pretty annoying as, oh my god, so much loss. I lose a Voltorb, a Zubat, a Gyarados, and a Geodude before even getting to Giovanni. As for the big man himself, he now is my Growlithe, and I then have Goyle methodically karate chop his way through his team. Afterwards, I grab the Silph Scope and hurry on over to Pokemon Tower, which, oh my god, it's almost as bad as Rock Tunnel. Of course, we've got Thief, who's waiting for me. His team still doesn't stand a chance, but as always, a battle with him means I'm losing a Pokemon every time, and Pokemon Tower is a scary place. Not because of the lingering presence behind my back or the chill down my spine, but because there are quite a bit of unavoidable battles. By the time I manage to get to the top floor, I feel my stomach drop, so I have to wade my way through 3, count them, 3 Team Rocket grunts. So in the end, in such a very short span of time, I lost a Zubat, a Diglett, a Doduo, a Pidgey, another Diglett, an Abra, and, oh god, the OG Goyle, my OG Machoke. I mean, you can tell, ladies and gentlemen, you can see by the little chart I have on the side that a lot of Pokemon lines at this point have already ended and I can't use them anymore. And even more are going to end in the next few minutes. Well, at least I got the Poke-Flute from old Mr. Fuji. Now next up is the Silph, which when compared to Pokemon Tower is far less costly. To get a key, I lose a Drowsy and warp my way up, managing to dodge this grunt like the pro that I am. Of course, on the next warp on over, Thief is waiting for me. He snatches a Gloom from me, but is otherwise not too difficult, as always. I mean, at least I get a free Lapras from this dude. I make a quick exit to replenish the ranks and return to have Ekans taken. I then exit again to sabotage old Giovanni by getting the mark to get on a level 13 Drowsy. For the battle itself, it goes about the same as the first, and with Giovanni and Team Rocket defeated, I earn myself a Master Ball. And with Saffron City free of goons, I go to challenge Sabrina, whose gym is absolutely fantastic. I don't have to battle any of these trainers, and I only get to lose 1 Pokemon to the woman herself, who decides to take Doduo. She gives the team a slightly harder time than most other gyms in this run, but in the end, I come out on top. With the handy Poke-Flute in my possession and 6 badges, I make sure to wake up this Snorlax on Route 16. With that blob out of the way, I'm able to speak to one of Professor Oak's aides. In doing so, he hands me an amulet coin that will be heavily used later. I then make my way through Route 12, catching another Snorlax. Now this route and all that follow are dangerous as hell. You've got fishermen with 360-degree head movements and a camera on their necks just waiting to mug me. I make my way south slowly, ever so slowly, winding all till I finally make it to Fuchsia City without a single steal. Now Fuchsia City sure is a place for weirdos, as this dude tells me all about his Kangaskhan Fantasies. Although I gotta admit at this point, being in a pouch sounds mad comfy. I don't spend too much time in the Safari Zone, catching a few Mon here and there, as I always hated the tedious catching minigame. Just let me catch them normally with my Pokemon. I don't care. I do grab some neat gold teeth I found on the ground and the HM Surf, so it's not all bad. And Koka's gym is a breeze. There's only 1 trainer that I can't dodge, but I lose a Geodude, so it's no biggie. Koga himself prefers Snatching Gloom, which I think is quite fitting. And as for the battle itself, the combined efforts of Dodrio and Marowak lead to Koga's loss. After the battle, I hand this old man his dripped out teeth, and in return he gives me the HM for strength. From here, there are thankfully basically no battles, as you know, dodging in the water is actually pretty easy. I pass Seafoam Island on my way and make it to Cinnabar Island. Pokemon Mansion, despite being full of trainers, is easy enough to manage, and in no time at all, I'm in Blaine's gym after finding the key. Now, Blaine's gym is another completely beautiful, wonderfully fantastic gym, as by answering all the questions correctly, I don't have to fight any of the gym trainers. As for Blaine himself, the battle is easy so long as you have a water bottle or two with you. It's the Pokemon he steals, however, that makes the battle a challenge, because he stole Peeves the Haunter. He proves to be as formidable an enemy as he was an ally, with his Shadow Balls hitting quite hard. Eventually, after getting through a full heal, I'm able to put Peeves to sleep and Venomoth Psy Beams it a few times for the win. And it's here that I make an absolutely giant mistake. You see, Bill tracked me down and invited me to visit some islands. And like some big idiot, I said yes. I honestly never played FireRed before. Like, that sounds crazy, but no, this was new to me. I thought this was part of the game. I thought it was like the thing you go, and then when you go back, you want to go back, there's the option. But no, you have to complete a quest, a very tedious and annoying quest that loses me quite a bit of Pokemon. So to sum it up, here's what I lost. I lost a Venonat, a Marowak, a Seadra, and a Rapidash back to back to some bikers. And then a Psyduck was also stolen before I could finally complete it and make it back to Kanto. So if Bill ever comes up to you and asks you to go to an island, say no. Back in the mainland, I scurry on over to the Viridian City Gym, where only 3 Pokemon are lost, those being Goldeen, Tangela, and another Tangela, to Giovanni. Giovanni isn't that big of a threat. He's kind of like Blaine in that, you just gotta bring a jug or two of water and the trouble sorts itself out. So with all 8 badges, I walk on over to the league, but of course, Thief is there to challenge me. Now originally, I thought one of this dude's Pokemon got replaced by a Magnemite he stole, but as it turns out, Thief went above and beyond in cheating, and this man is running around using 7 Pokemon. You heard me right, 7. Just as I thought this dude was finished, he pulls out his freaking Blastoise. Well, that's awesome. Now onwards to Victory Road. Now it came as a complete shock to find out that there are no required mandatory battles in Victory Road. So long as you're quick and efficient, you can get through the entire thing without battling anybody. So that's what I did. I'm able to zip in and zip out, and boom. Now let me show you how I decided to become a rich man. Using rare candies, I fed my poor Persians so much that I'm now on PETA's most wanted list. Payday's money value is double whatever the Pokemon's level is, so a fully leveled Persian holding an Amulet coin equals 1,000 Pokebucks with every use. Do this for 30 minutes or so and you can go from this to this. NFTs, non-fuckable tokens. Why would you want one of those when you've got an obese kitty who throws coins everywhere? Loaded down by cash, I prepare in a team, if you could call it that. Now, I didn't really build this team strategically. All I knew was that I needed to make a team that could work sort of well together, but more importantly, kill each other if necessary. Because that's how teams work. And without much else to do, I enter. As seen beforehand, a Magneton is taken as Goyle 2 begins dishing out a karate chop for Seal. In comes Slowbro, forcing to bring in Albus the Magneton, who turns out to be rather trash. I mean, damn, that surf hit hard. Hagrid the Snorlax of continually body slams Slowbro as Lorelei heals up in vain, and Hagrid continues to roll, flattening Cloyster, deafening Jinx with a hardcore snore, but falling deeply in love due to an attract. With Hagrid in love with Lockhart, the third comes out to take Jinx out. Next up is Lapras, which takes the karate chops not so well before receiving a heal. Eventually, with enough chops to the neck, it goes down and our stolen Magneton gets cracked. Now I know what you may be wondering from seeing this first battle. Hey Ludi, since every battle means a Pokemon gets stolen, won't that mean you'll only have one Pokemon left for the champion? Right you are, viewer. Now, I looked for methods to see if I could remedy this, but alas, only a single survivor will have to take on the champion. And before dealing with Bruno, Albus gets chosen to be next, so I sabotage it by teaching it useless HMs. Any Pokemon can learn them just in case you might run into a soft lock, so yeah, I'm teaching him all the useless HMs that won't do him any good. Now, Bruno's battle is a pretty easy one with Lapras taking care of his rock types, and Lockhart the third is, well, he's missing every hypnosis like the idiot he is. Eventually, Lockhart manages to actually land a hypnosis, and I can finally deal with the Pokemons Bruno's dishing out. Agatha is up next, and her Gengar loves setting up double teams as I go for a rain dance. chance. A surf lands, but Agatha simply heals up Gengar, and it isn't until much later that I get to land 2 more surfs before it's down. Her Arbok is rattled by Hagrid's mighty earthquakes, and another Gengar slips in. Harry takes care of it with surfs, and a Golbat gets its wings frozen. And then Lockhart comes out, and where he didn't land any hypnosises with me, he lands them with Agatha, so I kind of don't feel bad about putting him down. Finally, there's a Haunter, but I mean, that's a step down from Gengar, so it doesn't take much to take it down. Then last of the Elite Four is Lance, the Dragon Master, who only has 1 dragon type, but has he has 5 of the same Pokemon, dude. Now, thankfully for this battle, Harry the Lapras wasn't chosen to be stolen next. Instead, it was Hagrid, so I'm able to take down his Dragonites and Dragonairs pretty easily thanks to Ice Beam. Lance's Gyarados keeps getting switched out thanks to Parasong, so I can take care of the rest of the Pokemon without having to worry about dealing with him. And yeah, Lance isn't too much of an issue so long as Harry lands his Ice Beams, and then that's it. The final battle. And I check, and shit. Harry is chosen to be stolen next. I was really hoping that it would be Machoke, but I guess I gotta roll with the punches. So for this last battle, I will have to commit some very illegal and very bad things. But considering all the Pokemon that were stolen from me, I feel like it's fine. It's retribution, you know? You steal some from me, I get to do illegal moves. And those illegal moves are basically using X items, as dealing with Thief for the final time is a nightmare. There's really no way for me to win this battle without using 10 rare candies to level up to 73 and using the X items to boost Goyle II's stats because, well, Thief has 2 Pokemon that can kill him really, really easily. So with X items pumping through his veins, Goyle 2 is able to safely and effortlessly defeat Thief 2 for the last time. And there you have it, folks. It might have not been a hardcore Nuzlocke, but man, oh man, did this challenge really test my sanity. Because I cannot tell you how many times I had to backtrack constantly, again and again, just to fill up the team, just to see them get stolen. And I got attached to quite a few. The first go, I love that guy. He got me through quite a lot of battles. And then he got chosen. And yeah, so thank you so much for watching the video. It took a lot of work, time, and shreds of my sanity to make this. So if you enjoyed it, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and I'll be seeing you next time for whatever fucked up challenge I do next. Well, anyways, this has been Ludi Loco, and until next time, see ya.